Hello everyone! Happy almost New Year! I have a haircut if you did not notice because I wanted to go into the new year completely fresh with a new look. So that's why I have this going on. We're doing something a little different today that can only be done now, right before the new year, because we are looking back at the 12 months of 2020. I'm looking back at 2020 month by month, and I chose one significant moment or trip or experience that I had each month, and I'm going to react to it. Let's look back at 2020 in Japan. I don't even know how many people I just gave a high five to, but that was so cute.
That's really adorable on Facebook. It has
I think we're switching
it has a
hats.
V on it.
Okay. Hi, I found my hat. Anyway, no, you can't take me seriously like this. You can't take me seriously. Oh, wow. There was a lot to unpack in that short clip. First things first, my parents were with me. So that kind of made me feel like, because I haven't seen my parents in a year. In a whole year, I've not seen my parents. So yeah, I really miss them. And they were here with me in Japan last year, and we celebrated New Year's together in Disney. It was like a dream. I love Disney so much. It was my first time at Tokyo Disney, and we were all together, and that was so wonderful. Such a nice memory. I'm really glad that I make YouTube videos and that I have a video of that experience, which you can watch up here. Next thing in that video, all right, we weren't wearing masks, and there were tons of crowds, and at that time coronavirus was about to be, the first case was about to be declared in Japan, so that is terrifying. And the amount of hands I touched, oh my god, I high-fived so many people as I was going in the park. That wasn't even the full clip. I high-fived everyone going in, and everyone had touched each other's hands. That is so scary. Like, I washed my hands after that, I remember, because I'm a germaphobe, but that is scary that happened. Holy moly, that was weird. Yeah, then I got my hat, and I love that hat. I love Pooh Bear, can't tell. And that's my January. That's how we entered the year. Clearly, we were not concerned about coronavirus at that time, and a lot was about to change right after that. So yeah. Miss my parents so much, but that was a wonderful memory and a wonderful start to 2020. Okay, let's go to February. So as usual, I am lost. Hello. So right now I'm in an area with a lot of French influence, which I love. I'm in a teeny tiny village. I'm by a boat. I'm currently in front of the red brick warehouses, and it's getting dark, and I'm really exhausted because I haven't stopped walking all day. And I just wanted to conclude this video and say that this morning, before I came here, I knew next to nothing about Yokohama, next to nothing about Japan's second largest city. And leaving today, I'll say that this might be my favorite place that I have visited in Japan. And I didn't expect that. Okay, so the clips you just watched were from my first trip to Yokohama. So the month after I went to Tokyo with my parents and everything, I was just in love with Tokyo so much. I wanted to go back the next month, and I booked a trip the next month, kind of for my birthday, even though it was at the end of the month. I booked that trip, and I wanted to go somewhere new that was near Tokyo, so I decided to go to Yokohama, which I knew nothing about at all. So like I remember the night before I went, I just looked up some things that were interesting about Yokohama, and I planned like in my mind kind of a loose route and video that I wanted to make, and the video was like exploring kind of the Western influence in Yokohama. I loved Yokohama so much, and after that, whenever people would ask my favorite like place I'd been to in Japan, I was like, oh, Yokohama is really cool. And they were like who goes to Yokohama? They just didn't go to Yokohama, or I don't know many people who went to Yokohama, but I loved it, and I'm actually going back in a few days, so I'm super excited. The most interesting thing about my trip to Yokohama, and the reason why I included it in the video, is that the time I was there, and if you saw, I had no mask on, only on the train. I had my mask on. I was walking around without it. That was the time that is it called the Diamond Princess cruise? I'm double checking this right now. Yes, the Diamond Princess cruise ship was in Yokohama at that time. Like it was parked there, like not parked, docked in Yokohama when I was there, and it was all over the news, all over the world, that all these people in the cruise ship had coronavirus. It was really controversial. Like Japan's response to that was extremely controversial thing, and I went to Yokohama like while that was going on without a mask, like completely ignoring coronavirus. So that's crazy to look back on for me. I would never do something like that now. That was pretty wild, but luckily I was fine. Anyway, let's check out March, when things started to really change.
That is so pretty. I love it. 1, 2, 3.
Aw, that trip. I love that trip. That's probably my favorite trip I've taken in Japan. On that trip, my best friend Emmy and I biked around Naoshima Island. Naoshima is in the Seto Inland Sea in Japan, so it's west of where I am and south, like by the coast. Of course, it's an island. And yeah, we decided to take the trip together, even though at the time they were advising like for people not to travel in Japan. And we still wanted to go because we didn't know if we'd get another chance. I thought I was leaving Japan, so I really thought that was our last chance to take a trip together. We did it, and I filmed it. It was so beautiful. There were barely any tourists there. We were really like masked up and everything, of course, but that was kind of a risky time to be traveling. Such a nice memory, and we are so glad that we took that trip, in like despite everything that happened, and despite the fact that we probably wouldn't have done that with like what we know now. But that was right during the time that everything was changing. Okay, let's go to April, which is quarantine month. Okay, category A, vocabulary and phrases.
2-minute time limit. Are you ready?
Okay.
Banana.
Banana.
日本
Japan.
イギリス
UK, the UK.
犬
Dog.
クマ
Bear.
黄色
Pass.
太陽
Pass.
山
Pass.
What? 川
Kawa.
You should know it.
Ah!
鴨川
Oh my god, it's a river. It's a river. Oh my god, I'm sorry.
水
Water.
こんばんは
Good evening.
Yes, 歩く
Good evening.
歩く
Good evening.
歩く
One more time.
歩く is a verb.
Oh. To have. No.
You do it every day.
Oh no. Oh my god. I do it. Arimasu. No, aru.
歩く
Aruku.
Pass? Okay, class.
Pass.
読む
Read.
Yes. 寒い
Cold.
朝
Morning.
Yes. 食べる
Eat.
Yeah. パン
Bread.
卵
Egg.
ケーキ
Cake.
踊る It's a verb.
Why do I know no verbs? I know no verbs. Odu.
You were doing it this morning.
Oh my god, I woke up.
No.
No, I didn't. No, that's okay.
Before I came.
Cleaning.
No.
I pass. Pass.
お祭り
Oh, festival. Okay, so instead of reacting to this category after, I'm going to react while I'm watching it. So you just watched that video. Now I am watching this, like I have not like planned this out. I just know so much more Japanese now than I did then. So I'm going to watch my video and react and film it. Here we go. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
バナナ
Banana.
日本
Japan.
イギリス
The UK.
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 犬
Dog.
Dog.
クマ
Bear.
Bear.
黄色
Yellow.
Pass.
太陽
The sun.
Pass.
山
Mountain.
Pass.
What? 川
River.
Kawa.
Girl.
I should know.
Pass Mariel. Pass Mariel.
Oh my god, it's a river. It's a river. Oh my god. Oh, sorry.
水
Water.
Oh, sorry, missed that one.
川
Good.
Wait. I'm going back. I was laughing.
Oh my god, it's a river. It's a river. Oh my god. Oh, sorry.
水
Water.
Water.
こんばんは
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes. 歩く
Walk.
One more time.
歩く
Walking. To walk.
is a verb.
To walk.
Oh. To
Mariel.
To have.
Aw.
No.
That's arimasu.
You do it every day.
Aru.
Oh no. Oh my god. I do it. Arimasu. No, aru.
歩く
Aruku.
Mariel.
Pass? Okay, class.
Pass.
読む
Read.
寒い
Cold.
Cold.
朝
Morning.
The morning.
食べる
Eat.
パン
Bread.
卵
Egg.
Egg.
ケーキ
Cake.
踊る
Dance. To dance.
I know no verbs. I know no verbs. Odu.
You were doing it this morning.
Oh my god, I woke up.
No.
No, I didn't. No,
Girl.
Before I came. Before I came.
I'll get it.
Cleaning.
No.
I passed.
Sorry.
Pass.
お祭り
Festival.
Oh, festival.
I've grown so much with my Japanese ability from studying and from working in an all-Japanese work environment, and having a language exchange partner, taking lessons on italki. So I've grown so much like over the past year. I'm really proud of myself, but like the journey never ends with language learning, and I am still a beginner, so I'm really excited to enter this year and learn more Japanese and improve my skills. So yeah, that was inspiring to show me how far I've come already, and that like, looking back now, next year, I'm sure I'm gonna be really, really proud of myself. So yay! Let's look at May, another quarantine month. Hello, my name is Marielle and I'm an English teacher from New York, USA, but I am currently living abroad in Kyoto, Japan. I am so excited to meet you and teach you. So the video you just watched, or part of the video you just watched, was not a YouTube video. So many of you probably have not seen that video, but if you are one of my students who watches my YouTube channel, hello, you have seen that video. That is my italki intro video. I am a teacher on italki, and I just want to say that italki, I'm not sponsored by italki or anything. Italki completely changed my life and kind of saved my life, because I had no job for about 6 months in Japan, and I was still living here, and during coronavirus, and I was supporting myself from working on italki. I had so many supportive students, so many committed students on italki. I still teach on there, just very little, very few lessons now because of my other job. But that is an incredible platform for language learning. I'm an English teacher, of course, but I took Japanese on there and French and really improved my language skills. And so that was when I started teaching on italki in May, and I just want to read you my stats for italki because I'm really proud. I have completed 558 lessons on italki. That is true. 558 lessons. I can't believe that. I have 5-star review, and I've taught 105 students from around the world, I think 20 different countries. And yeah, I started working on there on May 7th. And that's incredible. I need to change that video though. I need to change that video because I don't even look like that anymore. Yeah, all my students are gonna be shocked. I don't look like that. Wow, I love it. So nice. Next video. Let's do June. Realizing that I didn't want to do acting anymore. Realizing that all these years that I'd spent wouldn't lead to me actually pursuing that hurt so much, disappointed me so much. I felt so much shame, but I couldn't explain why I didn't want to do it anymore. And that's exactly it. I don't need to explain why. I had a change of heart, which happens in life. So the reason I chose that video I just showed you, the video about why I quit acting, moved to Japan, which you've probably seen the videos popping up throughout this whole video. You can watch it. I'm really proud of myself for making that video, because one day I just felt like I wanted to be vulnerable and just pour that out of me and put it out into the world, because maybe someone else needed to hear it. And I got so many responses from people. I can't even count how many people reached out to me after that and said that they felt the same way, whether they were actors or something else, and were glad that they could see me talk about it. So that was kind of the beginning of me letting go of my fear of being vulnerable online and speaking openly online, and just getting more comfortable on platforms like YouTube, and then eventually other things like TikTok. But yeah, I think that was a big moment for me, and I'm glad I let it out, and I'm glad I let the world see it. Let's look at July.
なんかもなみちゃんの来て逆でしかない。まっすぐまっすぐまっすぐ。
Okay, update. I just walked from the first stone to the second one smoothly without bumping into anything, in a perfect straight line, which means I am going to have the best luck with love ever, apparently. So, good for me. I got good feelings all around. Good feelings.
I did.
So those clips were from a little trip I took within Kyoto to, I would call it a pilgrimage, actually. It was my little pilgrimage within Kyoto to a shrine called Jishu Jinja, which is a famous love shrine. And I included that because I've been, like, I won't speak too openly about this. Like, this is, you know, there are things that need to be private, but I will say that the quarantine made me feel really lonely. I did have really intense feelings for someone that I no longer feel that way for. I wanted to get over that, and I wanted to invite new love into my life. So I started to do a lot of self-work around that time. So in the beginning of July, I kind of just like went mad in a good way. And I was like journaling all the time about what I want, and like really putting out into the universe that I wanted love, and just went to the love shrine and was soaking in that energy. And I made that a goal for myself, like to like find someone. This is so cliche, but spending all that time alone and going to the love shrines and focusing on what I wanted, I realized that I really did care about myself. Like, I really loved myself. I had to be alone with myself and like learn to appreciate myself and see my worth during that time, because my sense of self-worth had been like fluctuating a lot based on what other people think of me, based on if someone reciprocated my feelings for them, based on rejection. So because of the time I invested in manifestation and like going to these shrines and telling the universe that I do deserve love, I like gained back my self-worth. I'm really, really happy about that. So yeah, I love that shrine still. That's my favorite shrine. I love that shrine. It's in Kiyomizu-dera, which is my favorite temple, so 2 in 1. Favorite place in Kyoto, check it out. Let's take a look at August.
花咲く日を楽しみに Look forward to the day you bloom. 地道ながらも着実に Even though it's like 地道
Like slow,
small
but steady.
steps
Okay.
but steady, yeah. 前に進んでいける運気 You are advancing forward. ゆっくりとではあるが You move slowly 確実に願いは実現の方向へ So you move slowly but you are making progress for sure towards your dream, towards your realization, and never give up, and please go on your pace.
So those clips were from a trip I took to Kanazawa to see my friend Mai. I went with my friend Makoto. My friend Mai is from Kanazawa, so we went to visit her. And at that time, I thought I was going to be moving to France really soon after, and I thought that was my last time I was going to be with them. So I was really like soaking up my time with them, enjoying it. It was such a lovely weekend trip. And I included that clip of the fortune that I got, or omikuji, because I think about that specific fortune. I have like, it's really normal to get fortunes in Japan, like whenever you go to a shrine or temple, and I forget about a lot of them, but that one, I never forgot that one. I actually think about it every day because it said something about like how I'm moving slowly but making progress towards my dreams, and that I should look forward to the day I bloom. I think about that every day, because whenever like I do feel a little stagnant, or like I'm not making enough progress or not doing enough, I remember how far I've come and remember that I am, and I really believe that fortune. So I just absolutely love that fortune and will cherish it forever. And I'm glad that I have that translation on video so I can always watch it. So yeah, I am blooming in 2021. I'm blooming. The day I bloom, it's 2021. It's January 1st. Let's go. Let's go to September. Oh, I'm in trouble. Hi. Hi. Are you gonna eat me? Don't eat me. Those clips were from my trip to Hiroshima and Miyajima. At that time, I had just gotten a visa rejection for France. I thought I was moving to France like the week after that video, or 2 weeks after, but my visa got rejected and I had to rethink my whole life pretty much. And I went on that trip. I felt so sick, actually, like nauseous, anxious, alone. I felt terrible on that trip. And as a way to cope with how I was feeling, I decided to film constantly because it makes me feel better. So I filmed so much, and because of that, I have such gorgeous footage of Hiroshima but especially Miyajima. Like that deer and like no tourists. This island is usually so crowded and it was empty, gorgeous. I just fell in love with it, and I prayed so much for my future. I prayed that I would find a job in Japan. I prayed that I would have a good life in Japan, and that I just focused on staying in Japan because I knew I couldn't go to France. So I focused on Japan and everything I wanted to accomplish here. And right after that, like actually while I was still in Hiroshima, I got a job interview. I got 2 job interviews. And then when I got back, like 2 days after I got back, I got a job, my current job. So I truly believe in manifestation, law of attraction, all that stuff. I use it, and I believe that's how I got what I wanted that week. Okay, we're winding down. Let's get to October. So what does this situation look like at the school? It is completely insane for me, like as a foreigner at this school, because it's a Japanese public school. It is all in Japanese. There's no English going on at this school. All Japanese. It is great learning for me, great listening for me, but some days it's really hard because I can't talk to my coworkers like an adult. Like they don't know me as an adult. I think they kind of view me as some strange child, like some strange foreign child. That was a video I took. You can watch it again when you have time, but that was a video I took right after I started my job as an ALT in the Kyoto public school system. And I think I was in shock, honestly, about my job. Like, I could not process it. I started experiencing a lot of health problems during that time. I think that I had a lot of anxiety I didn't know how to handle, and I was really excited about this new environment, and it was really exciting and really cool, and I was learning so much, but that was overwhelming in many different ways. And yeah, I'm just proud of myself for pulling through. Like, wow, I really pulled through a lot. I got so sick a few months ago. It is just like a miracle that I feel the way that I do right now, because I was so sick from stress, and like, it's a miracle that I'm okay. Wow. Yeah, oh my god, we're winding down. I'm like getting emotional here. Anyway, okay, let's go to November. November, we're so close.
Oh, different.
So the video you just watched was me getting all my hair chopped off, and I've since gotten it chopped off even shorter, but that video was taken in November after I was approached in a train station by a hairstylist who wanted me to be her hair model. So I was like given a free haircut, which was awesome. My haircut was completely free and she took gorgeous photos of me. That was really lovely experience, and I loved the way my hair looked. All right, last video, December, and then we can go into the new year. That is a video from my TikTok. If you don't follow my TikTok, if you don't have TikTok, it's okay. But if you don't follow my TikTok and you have TikTok, I'm on the world stage and you can follow me. Making a TikTok was something I never thought I would do. I did not know anything about the app. All I knew were those dance videos, and I wasn't really into those. I wasn't interested in getting it until I realized that it would be much easier for me to make videos, make content, and share my stories about being an ALT, because making a YouTube video takes a long time. So I decided to give it a try, and in only 1 month I got 1,000 followers, and currently I have doubled that or more. So I have over 2,200 followers, and I'm just, yeah, I just can't believe it. I'm extremely humbled by that. I'm thankful that people are interested in what I have to say and what I have to make. So yeah, that happened, and now we are done with 2020, going into the new year. I just want to say thank you to everyone who is subscribed to this channel, to everyone who has watched me and supported me, to my family and friends back at home, to my family and friends, because you are both in Japan. I love you so much, so deeply from the heart, and I would not be here without you. Like, I would not have made it through this crazy year without you. So I thank you so much. Right? So, arigatou gozaimashita, and I will see you in 2021. Mata ne!